What is up, everybody? It's Stevivor. Today, we're going to talk about Stevivor once again because this thread is a gold mine of salt right here. These Sony guys are so salty, and they are celebrating this website got blacklisted from Sony, which is so ridiculous. It's like, why does everybody have to give Sony games a 10 out of 10 if they got a valid review? It's like everybody has their own opinion about these games they play. And so people were pretty much saying that, hey, Stevivor only is very biased against Sony. They give all Sony games low scores. But then somebody pointed out, because let's be honest here, nobody knew who Stevivor was until these fanboys got upset about the Horizon Forbidden West review. Like, nobody knew who Stevivor was, but now they put Stevivor on the same pedestal as like an IGN or a GameSpot or like one of those big websites now, because most people didn't know who Stevivor was until the Horizon Forbidden West review, because the Sony fanboys made them this big because they kept talking about them so much. But apparently people have pointed out that, hey, Stevivor actually gave some of these Sony games some real high scores, like Miles Morales, The Last of Us, the first Last of Us, Uncharted 4, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Spider-Man 2018, Uncharted. They all got high scores, so they can't be that biased against PlayStation, as these Sony guys have been saying for the longest, for like the past 2 weeks now. But yeah, like this guy says, you do know that the bias goes both ways, right? PlayStation outlets give every title a high score, so by your logic, they shouldn't get free copies either, right? Furthermore, this outlet isn't biased. Sony is just butthurt. I hope they get sued. Yeah. Sony is just butthurt with these Sony fanboys. They're just so bad that somebody don't like it. They don't give their games a perfect 10 out of 10. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous how Sony could just blacklist you if you don't pretty much just ass kiss them for each of the game they release. It's just nonsense. So this person says, gonna go out on a whim and says, because you provide no real insight on how they can improve their games, the most linear open world game I've ever played, it's hard to take that serious when ACG spent 2 hours discussing the open world alone. Well, that's a different reviewer. Like, what the hell? He's supposed to have the same review as somebody else? Like, what is he talking about right here with this post? True, I finished the story in 2 days. The side missions were not interesting and just deleted the game. It was okay, 6.5, very accurate review. And remember, I posted like a video too of how somebody trading the game in after like 1 day at GameStop. So obviously this is not everybody's cup of tea. So I don't know why I think every game needs to be a 10 out of 10. Like, what the hell? You have a pattern and they noticed it, deal with it. Then he says, notice what? Once again, he's posting a list of them giving Sony games high scores as well, so they're not biased like these people are saying. This person says, Horizon Forbidden West is a great open world game. My cousin and I are playing the game drastically different from another because it's open. I get reviews or opinions, but there was something twisted out of your review. It wasn't right. So yeah, he's pretty much saying this. He's telling his opinion is wrong now. Like, really? Jeez. Why would they? It's bloody obvious that your publication is biased these days. Just read the review that you outsource for Horizon and make the score make sense to the mostly glowing review. Did your publication put the score out, or was it the writer forced to? Oh man. What do you expect when you're an Xbox hand pump site? Deliberately lowballing Sony games in the hopes Daddy Phil will send you some freebies. Like most media sites don't do the same to Xbox already, Sony are the Russia of gaming. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean, but okay. Very harsh from Sony, but would a game have a mandatory online and a pay-to-win option? Not many have covered that in reviews. Sony don't want anyone highlighting that. If everyone is given 10 out of 10 regardless of the actual quality, reviews become pointless. Maybe don't party with Phil Spencer and worship Xbox every day. What are these people talking about? So he says, don't party with Phil Spencer and worship Xbox every day, as well as give fair reviews to PlayStation games. That's just a thought. Wow, they are so salty in this comment section. Jeez. Explain the great reviews they have written about other PlayStation games then. You can't cherry pick and then paint a blanket picture over someone or something. This is a childish blacklisting. It is what it is. If you can't take criticism, don't make public consumption. Sony is looking very bad on this one. I agree. Like, that's pretty terrible that you got to blacklist somebody because they don't give your game a high score. That's pretty ridiculous. You're right. It's the company's prerogative to not give free copies to biased outlets. They were absolute. Wait, so does he have any problem when these definitely biased, these super biased Sony outlets give these games high scores, like the ones like Trophy, whatever, or like press square, triangle, whatever? These websites blatantly on the PlayStation, they give these games high review scores. Does he have a problem with them getting free copies? I bet he doesn't. Okay, so he posted them that low Death Stranding review score when a lot of people were trashing Death Stranding as well too. Like, this isn't like a unique opinion. A lot of people were trashing Death Stranding when this game first released. So much so that even the Kojima was like saying the Western market, they only want to play Call of Duty. They don't want to play this game. He made some type of statement similar to that because of how much it was getting trashed over here. So basically, PlayStation only wants reviewers that are not critical of their games. Good riddance, so he says, close the door. Biased reviewers shouldn't be allowed to review games. But if they were biased towards PlayStation, this won't happen, right? Yeah, they're happy when it's biased towards PlayStation, but when it's biased against PlayStation, or people just objectively criticize PlayStation, they have a problem with it. Wow. I am so proud that Sony had the balls to finally cut off this BS excuse for a review site. Imagine all the people that count on a higher Metacritic score to make bonuses. Stevivor review equals 1 out of 10. That's just my opinion. They're so buttered. Bleeding Edge is at 80 and you're surprised why you don't get codes? LOL facepalm. Straight up, there is no credibility, consistency, or accountability. Can't trust him, can't count on him, can't respect him, the unholy trinity. Wow, he has an Aloy avatar. Okay, definitely not biased in his opinions. Embarrassing, give our games 9+ or we won't give you review codes. You know what? Sony doesn't give me games for free either. Scandal. I cannot find your Crossfire X review. Really? I treated? Let me say I waited for that one, is what you're trying to say? We all know that game was garbage, bro. Like, why do you keep trying to use that as a one-up? That, hey, we got you, Xbox guys, because that game is horrible. It was like, everybody admits that game was horrible. Moving on. Good, get in the bin, LOL. I read your Horizon West review, and I don't blame them. You brought this on yourself. Rating an 89 Metacritic game of 65 just for shock impressions. Yeah, rating Halo Infinite, which you said falls short and didn't live up to the hype for multiplayer at 9.5. Why are you even allowed review codes in the first place, Facepalm? Good riddance. If you want to review it so bad, then just buy it. Rather be truthful than giving fake reviews to please people. You guys suck. How to blacklist yourself from every company in a day? Go to work. These people are legit celebrating this. Like, these people are like legit crazy. Like, they are legit a cult at this point. Like, geez, you can't say anything negative about Sony. Sony is becoming shadier and shadier. Definitely agree. Good. Go review Forza. And I just like how you criticize Sony. Just the mere fact that you criticize Sony in a negative light, you're automatically an Xbox influencer or Xbox fanboy. That's just ridiculous. It's just so ridiculous. Good advice. Rebrand to Xbox Australia. What is that? Jeez. I don't know what to even say about that right there. And now you want to be about it on social media, LMAO? Wrong place to try and seek sympathy. Well, I'm not surprised. Biased reviews are a huge issue for independent video game site. It's crazy that people defend everything Sony does. Basically, if you don't give a game a high score, you're on the blacklist. Let's see the quote tweets now. The funniest thing is that I saw high-profile reviewers saying they never expect copies, and sometimes they might just get forgotten, but one shouldn't complain about this. Pathetic of a publication. Well, their review is going to be late. Well, that is kind of a major complaint, like, because your review is going to be late now. Everybody's getting theirs on a day one because they got it early. Theirs is going to be late, so it's a valid concern, to be honest. He says, maybe it's because you're full of S. Somebody sue a butthurt right here. Kind of what happens when you have a clear bias and don't give genuine or fair reviews. Meanwhile, once again, just so we don't forget the thought, they have given PlayStation games high scores, so they're not biased. Clearly, they're not biased. They gave PlayStation games in the past high scores, but continuing on. Bye. Shut up now is better for you. Chill, dude. Remember calling Death Stranding garbage? It seems your ratings are all about free code, selfishness at its best, code diggers. Once again, once again, I know these Sony guys are not too bright, but they need the review codes early to get out the reviews the same day the game releases, so people can look at the review before they buy the game. So I just don't know what they're not getting about that right there. It's like, jeez. Review the game anyway. This is some BS. Sony should be ashamed. If I'm being honest, the community brought it on itself. If you have an issue with that, just look at gamers in 2022 versus 2010. Gamers are more childlike now than before. Also, review bombing is a thing, a big thing for a PlayStation with its large group of morons on its platform. Just saying. You are one of the worst biased review contributions in gaming. You literally have no decent bias for the hot takes you made in your reviews for games, especially Sony titles, which seems to make a bias you come across as a Metacritic commenter versus a respectful journalist. All this hate because they gave Horizon Forbidden West a 6.5. This is where all this hate stems from. Jeez. They gave it a barely above average score, and these guys are legit angry about this. Like, jeez. These guys are definitely unhinged at this point. Like, who would think that grown men would get this mad over a review score? Like, literally, like, why? Why are you so triggered by this review score? This random person on this website this journalist gave that game. Doesn't make any sense to me. Eat that, you piece of ass. What is wrong with these people? Look, we need our scores to be 4s or so. Sad to see fanboys care more about Metacritic than the dangers of Sony, the market leader, choosing to blackball outlets that don't worship their vision. Yeah, this is pretty ridiculous. You can see how mad these guys are in the comment section. It's just insane. They are legit angry because they gave that Horizon game a 6.5. Like, this is ridiculous. Cry more, loser. Shouldn't have shown such a heavy bias. And these are grown adults, man. I gotta emphasize, these are adults that this triggered by this guy, this review site giving their review scores on what their opinion. Like, this is kind of insane. Are movie fanboys this bad, or is just the video game community? like if somebody gets the new Batman movie like a 6, are somebody gonna get death threats as well? Or these crazy messages to give the Batman movie a 6? I don't know. Like, this is kind of craziness right here, but I'm gonna conclude it right here. It's just insane how salty these guys are when they say this review site is so biased when there's proof that they gave these other Sony games high scores in the past as well. So how biased can they possibly be? So it's just ridiculous that Sony blackballed this website because this website didn't give them a high score. And then the final point is that these Sony guys are the ones who made this website so popular right now, because nobody else knew who this website was before like a few weeks ago, to be honest. So, gonna include it right there. I definitely want to see your thoughts down below. Leave a like for this video. As always, thanks for watching, and peace.